In November 2021, Tawana attended a conference hosted by a financial advisor named Emmanuel Asuko.
Well, I met Emmanuel on a Saturday, had a good dinner, had, good conversations. I felt inspired. I was on the high. I think I want to take over the world kind of mindset. And then Sunday, I just got a text on my social media and it literally stated, "Are you a part of the program? I hope you're joining." So I'm thinking, okay, I want to be on that program.
The messages appeared to be coming from Emmanuel's account and were offering the chance to invest her money under his guidance.
You're thinking you've met the person the day before and they've seen that you're interested in making your life a bit better, improving your financial status. And I just thought that he reached out because he was reaching out to others. You know what I mean? The person spoke as if they knew the market. They knew how the market worked. They kind of bigged themselves up a lot. They kind of made themselves out to be this expert financial advisor.
A scammer offering to make you money will almost always promise you can't lose, which is simply not true. You can lose money on even the safest of genuine investments. But because Tawana trusted Emmanuel, she put £150 into an online trading account. At first, it looked like she really couldn't lose. She was sent screenshots from a website showing phenomenal returns.
It just looks like any trading website. It's got the stocks and the stuff happening and everything there, like the money, the markets. Whenever you upload, the money will be there, so it shows that it's active. So when you see 500, then you see 3,000, and you kind of see your money growing in front of you. Because I'm thinking if my hundreds are turning into thousands, then I'm thinking my 1,000 could turn into a lot of thousands then. So that's when I got drawn in to do more.
Before the day was out, Tawana had invested almost £1,500. And according to the trading website, in just one day, that had grown to almost £15,000. But if you've been watching this series so far, you'll probably know that website was a fake. The man calling himself Emmanuel didn't invest her money, he had simply stolen it.
I felt like someone just came and robbed my house. Weirdly enough, it just felt like someone just came in and just took something from my house without asking me. That's how it felt. Like, oh my God, how could I let this happen to me? Because I always tell people, be careful of getting scammed. No, it's a scam, it's too good to be true. No, people have approached me and said, oh, come and join this thing. I said, no, they're just trying to get you to do this. I'm that person.
It definitely looks like Emmanuel, only this is not Emmanuel Asuko. This is Emmanuel Asuko. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hey, Alexis.
Let's go and have a chat. This is not the first time we've met. When I hosted the Jeremy Vine Extra Show in August 2022, Emmanuel was a regular guest, giving me, and no doubt some of you, some sound financial advice on things like the cost of living crisis.
Alexis, it's a scary time, and I want people to understand that borrowing money, it shouldn't be your first port of call.
Of course, Emmanuel, known to his fans as the E-Man, had nothing to do with scamming Tawana. In fact, he is the victim of a scam himself. Scammers are stealing Emmanuel's identity and reputation by creating dozens of fake accounts that look just like his. Let's have a look. You've got some screenshots of the actual account here. They've got a health... Hang on, is this... Wait, I'm confused. Is this your account or is this the fake one?
The fake one.
Kind of... It could be your account, isn't it? Because it's got the same sort of handle and it's got your name.
Yep, it's just got an E missing. And most people can't tell.
Oh, it's got an E missing.
But if you look quickly, you wouldn't see it. So it's meant to be the E-Man effect, but it's got the man effect.
This fake is just the Man Effect UK. It's so close, most people won't see the difference. There are endless variations on this. Remove letters, add letters, insert random punctuation. If one account gets blocked, the scammers just make a new one. But before anyone can scam Emmanuel's followers, they need to scam him.
But they've got 25,500 followers. Are they fake followers?
Sometimes it can be fake followers just to make them seem credible and so forth. But
how many do you actually have?
I've got 30,000.
From what it looks like on there, they just rip all your posts and videos and put it onto their account.
Yeah. And there's nothing I can do about it. I have pictures of my family, of kids and so forth on there, and then they're all on this person's page.
Including pictures of your kids and your family? Everything?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
They basically copy your account?
It is actually freaky how much they can do.
You would never say, hey, I tell you what, give me $5,000 and in a couple of months I'll give you 10 back.
Yeah,
never. That doesn't happen.
Never, but it sparks on two things. One is that a lot of people be happy that maybe someone that they admire is following them, so they're caught up in that. And two, people's desperation, especially at a time like now where they want to try and improve their situation and they're desperate to do anything. And then all of a sudden, here's someone you trust that says, look, let me help you. And they're just swept away with it.
So now, do you find that you have to go that extra mile when the real you is contacting people out there to convince them that it's really you?
I have to go the extra mile. Sometimes I have to send voice notes just so that they can hear my voice and then know it's actually me.
That's actually quite a good idea. If you ever suspect someone isn't real, ask for something that can't easily be faked, like a voice note saying your name.
It takes a lot of my day, like almost every single day, is telling people, that's not me. That's a fake account. I had one where I was actually saying, look, this is a fake account, and the fake account was saying, no, I'm the fake account.
It's the fake account trying to say that your account is fake.
Because I did in the post saying that they were fake.
Social media platforms do cancel the fake Emmanuels quickly, but every few months, new ones surface.
How devastated were you when you found out that people who were following your advice, clients of yours, were being scammed and they thought they were actually being scammed by you?
Yeah, no, it was really heartbreaking to begin with, because I guess when I first spoke to her, I felt guilty, like I had done something wrong. Like this had been me who had made a mistake somehow and made this happen. I'm all about empowering my clients to be able to make better financial decisions for themselves and then be able to use that to pass that on to their family and close ones and so forth. And I've had my followers message me saying, I hate following you because of all your fake accounts.
We've been in touch with a woman in the US named Emma who fell for this scam, and she sent us a video.
Hi guys, I just got home from a long day of work, but Ashley just helped me invest $1,000 and got me back $8,500. It's guaranteed. I suggest doing it. It happened for me in under an hour, so yeah, thanks Ashley.
The real Emma did record that video, but every word of it is a lie. The scammers blackmailed her into making it.
Now there's something off in that video, isn't there? Because that is not the attitude or the face of someone who's just made a whole load of money. Well, the reason behind that is because it's basically a hostage video. She's been forced to make that video because the scammers are promising that if she does make that video, they'll give her access to her account back.
The scammers want to tempt Emma's friends and followers to click a link for an investment scheme. However, that link allows them to hijack those accounts.
And you can see here that one of her friends is now also falling for the same scam because they've taken over her account as well. This is something that happened to Emma, your daughter. How did you become involved?
Well, that's a good question. Emma's in her mid-20s. She's an archaeologist, a college graduate, and you wouldn't normally have your mom come in and try to, help you at that point. But the very scary thing for me was seeing that video because when I see the video, I see that she's just been crying, and I can tell that she's extremely stressed out.
When did Emma realize that her account was compromised? What happened?
It was like the link to click to take over her account. And they camouflaged it as some other kind of link coming from a friend. So they immediately were able to access her account and all of her old private and personal messages and start to use those against her.
Once they had control of her account, how did it progress?
Well, the first thing that they did was try to get her to send them nudes, which, interestingly, that was right where they went.
Thankfully, the demand for explicit photos was just a scare tactic. Knowing Emma would refuse, the scammers then asked her to make that video. Relieved they no longer wanted nudes, Emma agreed.
She lost, it was her original Instagram account from before she started college, and she was a college graduate now. And it was all of her memories for, all of those years. She had no longer had access to, never regained access to it. It was just deleted, so.
She did lose all that original content that she put out. That's all gone.
All gone, forever.
Emma went through all of that stuff. Was there any chance, you think, for those scammers to have given Emma her account back?
Not a chance. No, they will never give you your account back.
Down in the basement, Dave, one of the team's forensic experts, is giving me a demo on how to handle a scammer's phone. First, he has to make sure no one can remotely wipe the data.
So once her phone comes in here, you actually have to make sure that no messages reach that phone at all.
Correct.
Right. Talk me through it. You've got an example.
That's right.
This clever box of tricks is a Faraday cage.
So we're going to shut the lid,
Shut the lid.
some clips on.
It's surrounded by a fine wire mesh that stops any kind of signal from getting in or out.
It's a case of just trying to put the gloves on,
Oh gosh, that's
so no signals can escape.
no signal. So even your gloves are sort of Faraday.
That's
gloves,
right, yeah, it's all
material.
contained within that same Faraday box.
They look very fashionable. They look.
So at the moment, I'm going to turn it on just to see if it is passcode protected.
Okay.
And we would then interact with the home screen. So wearing these gloves is slightly tricky, and we can see
You've got a passcode,
it's a
6-digit
six-digit passcode.
Okay.
In this case, the phone's owner has volunteered the passcode, so Dave unlocks it and puts it straight into flight safe mode.
Now that the airplane mode or flight mode is enabled, we can actually remove this from the Faraday box.
Right.
Now the phone's ability to send or receive data is turned off, Dave can safely examine the contents for evidence.
Okay. That looks very easy, but of course, the question I have to ask you now is, a lot of phones will have a PIN code on them that you don't know.
That's correct.
So if the phone is locked, then what do? How many times have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Surprisingly, it does work. Surprisingly, and we're all creatures of habit, and people try and access the handsets as quick as possible.
Yeah.
We do find that certain people have simple patterns, such as all 4 zeros,
Right.
all the 8s.
Hi, nice to meet you.
It started during the pandemic when Maria encountered a man calling himself David on a popular online dating service.
He just said, "Hello, I'm David. I live in London, and I'm a constructor engineer, and I'm looking for a girl." So the conversation starts, and then without knowing, we just chatted for nearly over 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Yeah.
Your first time, so you're just
First
chatting
time.
away.
Just chatting away. It was just nothing. Like, it's just like I lost track of time because
Yeah.
I was overwhelmingly attracted to him emotionally.
Even though you'd never met him?
Even I have never met him because he love bombed me. I've just Google searched the term love bomb.
Love bomb, okay.
The next day, he suggested that it's better because in the website sometimes the communication, it delays the reply from the other side. So we suggested that it's better to move to WhatsApp.
We've seen this before in this series. By moving away from the dating app, David is cutting Maria off from their safety systems, so they can't protect her.
We communicated every day. He initiates the conversation, he initiates the communication. The moment I wake up, I have a message, good morning.
Right.
And then midday, how are you? What are you doing? Something like that. He always initiates. It's very, very consistent communication.
At what point do you not want to sort of meet up?
Yes,
See him in real life. So what
that's
happened?
what the plan was.
Uh-huh.
Second week, he said to me, I will want to meet you, but I have an appointment in Paris due to my job to attend a meeting for 3 days. And then instead of coming back to London, I'm going straight to meet up with you.
Great. And what happened?
Unfortunately, something happens. He told me that his bank account is empty, but it's not all black, Maria, because I have a paycheck that is due to be given to me. So he needs to go to South Africa to do a rock blasting job, to supervise.
Many romance scams revolve around this kind of story. Running out of money and a dangerous trip abroad, preventing real-life meetings. You can probably guess what happened next when David called Maria in a panic. She borrowed £1,000 from friends and sent it straight to David. Then he asked for more.
Recalling back, I cannot even remember how many times, but I sent multiple times.
Multiple times.
And then he asked for even more.
And I said, David, I have borrowed a massive amount of money and send it to you, and I can't do every day to do this.
How much money did you send David in total?
My God, so I sent £6,600.
And where did that money come?
All this money borrowed from my friends. I was overwhelmingly in love with him. All I can think of is to save my lover. I want him back home. I want to see him in flesh. In fact, one of my messages to him is that if I could only fly to South Africa tomorrow, I will.
When were you convinced that this was a scam? What changed your mind?
It took me time. I went to Citizens Advice Bureau and they said to me, Maria, we will refer you to Action Fraud and telephone them and tell them everything what happened to you. And then, thankfully, Action Fraud came back to me and gave me the clarity of everything.
You must have been really conflicted.
I was conflicted because I'm still in love with him. The love is still there, despite all the odds, despite all the confusion, anger.
So how does it come to an end for you? Because it did come to an end.
Because he said he's coming back to London on a Monday in April, but he didn't. He didn't come back.
Last question, what's happened to David?
I finally decided to block David. He attempted to ring me, saying to me that he wants to reinstate a relationship and he wants to see me, but I just said that that's enough, David. Goodbye.
Listening to romance scams is just so difficult because if you weren't in the scam yourself, you can see all the red flags. But as Maria was saying, that when you're in it, when you're loved up, nothing matters and you miss all the warning signs. And that's why romance scams are so utterly devastating. I'll be honest with you, I don't think criminals are afraid of you. I really don't. I mean, let me put it this way. If I was scamming people online, I wouldn't be too worried that you guys were going to come anywhere near me.
Are we winning the battle?
At the moment, I would say no. I'm sure it won't come as any great surprise to viewers of this programme that online fraud is a significant issue and it's going up year on year, and there are only a finite amount of resources across that whole law enforcement landscape that are dedicated to tackling the problem. So increasingly looking at getting content taken off social media platforms, having websites suspended, disrupting the payment services for those criminals will have an impact.
Mike, a lot of the scams that we've been looking at, and I'm sure a lot of the scams that you've been dealing with, have their origin somewhere in social media.
We do work closely with a number of social media platforms to highlight issues to them when we are made aware of them, but the challenge from the point of view of the platform is that some of these platforms will have millions and millions of users around the globe. So to root out all of the fraudulent and scam content is quite a challenge for those platforms,
Do you think they're doing enough, though?
Is a constant battle to stay on top of the scale of the problem, which is why we work in partnership with other agencies and the platforms to try and identify as much content as possible and get it taken down. But to the point, yes, there is more that the platforms could and should be doing, but where things do go wrong, trading standards can step in and carry out investigations, and they are criminal investigations. The team that I look after, we've prosecuted many, many people and can get people sent to prison for a very, very long time.